It was a night dripping with sparkle and star power in the heart of London. Ashley Roberts, former Pussycat Doll and now beloved television and radio personality, marked her 43rd birthday at the lavish Mimi Mayfair restaurant. And she did it in style. The cameras flashed as she stepped out in a sequined halter-neck mini dress, backless and impossibly chic, proving that some stars simply get brighter with time. But while the world saw sequins, stilettos, and smiles, there's an even deeper story behind Ashley's glow. A story of survival, resilience, and transformation after years of living inside one of the most relentless pop machines of the early 2000s. As she entered the high-end venue, heads turned. Ashley's dress caught every flicker of light. Her sleek black stilettos elongated her already statuesque frame, and her classic Burberry bag added a dash of understated luxury. She didn't need layers of jewelry or flashy accessories. Her presence was more than enough. With her was Janette Manrara, who looked radiant in a shimmering gold ensemble, and Kimberly Wyatt, her longtime friend and former Pussycat Doll, who chose a playful pink dress that brought a pop of vibrancy to the night. It was a birthday party, yes, but also a gathering of women who know all too well what it takes to survive the highs and lows of life under the spotlight. Because while Ashley dazzled on her special day, she has been refreshingly open about the darker chapters of her journey. In a powerful interview on the Life of Bryony podcast, Ashley revealed just how brutal the music industry could be and how the relentless pace nearly broke her. She described the moment when, in her early 20s, she collapsed under the weight of exhaustion and illness. Alone in her hotel room, she felt a searing headache unlike anything she had ever experienced, accompanied by nausea so severe she feared something catastrophic was happening inside her body. Doctors believed she might have suffered a brain aneurysm. In reality, it was viral arthritis triggered by her immune system being pushed past its limits. That moment crystallized something for Ashley. She had been conditioned to believe that pain, exhaustion, and even illness were not reasons to stop. The show must go on. That was the mantra. And it wasn't just hers. It was the culture of the entire industry in the early 2000s. If you were a pop star then, you didn't cancel shows. You didn't talk about burnout. You didn't admit weakness. You performed no matter the cost. Because if you didn't, there was always the threat that someone else would step in and take your place. Ashley remembers that fear vividly. "We were made to feel interchangeable," she explained. "If you didn't show up, who knew what would happen?" It was an environment that demanded perfection and punished vulnerability, and it took its toll. For Ashley, the cost was not only physical, but deeply emotional. "I felt weak," she admitted. "I felt like I couldn't let anyone down, even when my body was shutting down." And this wasn't unique to Ashley or even to the Pussycat Dolls. Pop culture in the early 2000s was a machine that consumed its stars. Girl groups and boy bands were groomed, polished, and packaged for mass consumption. Image was everything, and cracks were not allowed to show. For women, especially, there was an added layer of scrutiny. Constant expectations about their bodies, their behavior, their availability for the next project. In hindsight, the early 2000s were an unforgiving time to be young, famous, and female in the music industry. But Ashley survived. And not only did she survive, she found ways to thrive beyond the confines of that toxic cycle. After the Pussycat Dolls disbanded in 2010, she made a bold decision to leave Los Angeles and start fresh in London. For many, it might have seemed risky to step away from Hollywood, the epicenter of fame. But for Ashley, it was liberation. In the UK, she found new opportunities, competing on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, in 2012, where she finished as runner-up, becoming a familiar face on British television, and eventually securing her role as a presenter on Heart Radio. But perhaps more importantly, Ashley found herself again. She admitted that after years of dancing and performing, she actually stopped dancing altogether. For someone who had grown up in studios, stages, and rehearsals, this was both shocking and necessary. "I shut all of that down," she said. "I wanted to go in a different direction." It was during this period of searching that Ashley stumbled upon something that would change her life forever: breathwork. At first, it was just an experiment, but soon it became a profound tool. "I always felt chaos internally," she explained. "But for a few moments when I practiced breathwork, I felt like I wasn't battling anymore." That sense of calm was unlike anything she had experienced. And over time, it helped her process not just the pressures of her career, but the loss of her father. Breathwork became her second great love after music, and ultimately, her mission. Now, Ashley is determined to share this gift with others. Her new book translates her hard-won lessons into practical tools for mental and physical health. She is using her platform not just to entertain, but to empower, transforming the painful chapters of her past into guidance for others navigating their own struggles. And this is why her 43rd birthday wasn't just another celebrity bash. It was a celebration of survival, It was a declaration that Ashley Roberts has endured, grown, and emerged stronger than ever. She is no longer the 22-year-old dancer afraid of being replaced. She is a woman who knows her worth, who has taken control of her narrative, and who refuses to let an industry define her anymore. If you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, Ashley's story is also a reflection of how far we've come in the conversation about mental health. The entertainment industry still has a long way to go, but today, stars are increasingly open about burnout, anxiety, and depression. Canceling a show for health reasons is no longer career suicide. It's recognized as necessary. And Ashley's willingness to speak up, to share her own breaking point, helps pave the way for others to do the same. It's easy to get lost in the glitter of celebrity culture, the red carpets, the designer gowns, the flawless Instagram posts. But stories like Ashley's remind us that behind every glamorous photo is a human being, with scars and struggles that fame cannot erase. When Ashley walked into Mimi Mayfair in that dazzling black dress, she wasn't just celebrating another year of life. She was celebrating a life reclaimed. So the next time you hear Ashley Roberts' name, don't just think of her as the blonde bombshell from the Pussycat Dolls. Think of her as a survivor who turned exhaustion into empowerment. Think of her as a woman who took an industry's most punishing lessons and turned them into a roadmap for resilience. Think of her as proof that you can rebuild, even after your body and spirit have been pushed to their breaking point. Ashley Roberts at 43 is a woman who sparkles not only because of the sequins on her dress, but because of the strength she carries within her. Her story is a reminder that sometimes the most glamorous glow comes not from fame, but from healing. And now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Ashley's journey from the chaos of pop stardom to the calm of breathwork? Do you believe the music industry has truly evolved, or is it still demanding the same sacrifices from its stars today? If you enjoyed this deep dive into Ashley Roberts' life and career, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more celebrity stories with real depth, and share this video with a friend. Because Ashley's story isn't just entertainment. It's a lesson in resilience, and a reminder that no matter how dark things get, it is always possible to rise, rebuild, and shine again.